Hi guys, how are you? So today I'm going to be doing a little studio tour of my studio, and it's been one of these where obviously I've owed it for a while, so I haven't done it for a while, and it's just been we've been busy. We have some really cool guests on. We've done some stuff. So here it is today. I'm just going to do my quick studio tour. It's nice and early here on a Sunday morning in Vancouver. The weather's beautiful. So here we go. I'm going to flip my camera. And so I'm going to give you a general overview of my room. I call it a studio, but it's really just a room. But it's
like a studio to me.
Yeah. So, we did talk about that, and it's like a studio's anywhere you create, right? So it can be big, it can be small, whatever. I'm very lucky that we got this room, that I have this natural light, which is great. So that makes a massive difference for me. And obviously, natural light is one of those things that it's really good to have. I've got a couple of big lights in the corners, and I don't put that one on all the time, especially now because it's so bright. But I'll kind of walk you through. So as you walk in, I've got this repurposed set of drawers, and I'm gonna have a go, and it's just full of chroma acrylics.
Oh, chroma!
I try and keep it organized, but it's pretty all over the place. Loads of spray cans, Richard Pryor, my daughter's artwork I have in here too.
Oh, nice.
This is one painting I did a long time ago, and this one of my old favorites. A few posters, my Ryobi kit, obviously. I use for all my sanding and stuff like that. This was a couple of old paintings I got up there. This is one I did at Kruger, actually, in Germany. So I did this set of four, so over the four days. And that was a real game changer for me.
All four of those in 4 days?
It was about over a week. I did 1, 2, 3. Paul's down there. And Ringo, I'm not sure where he is. But yeah. And they're just small little 11x14 kind of things, but that was a game changer for me. That's when I really changed my style and started putting the work in. So I changed a lot. My big Beatles painting that I'm just reworking. My Bruce Lee down there. My James Brown. And yeah, just stuff I have hanging up. Not working on this, but I just put up because one of my favorite paintings. And that's my little studio store where I sit. I'm actually going in on Monday to Staples to go and look at a new chair. And one of the reasons I want to I really need a new chair because I've been having problems with my neck. Just the intense leaning over and tensing up and working, it just, you need something good for your back, for your support.
And your
definitely something.
The whole thing,
Yeah, I mean, I love your chair, Synth. That one's like super, super comfy.
Go to Costco.
Costco probably got some good ones.
Yeah.
Brushes, and
nice.
They did it pretty messed up, but I do use a lot of them. And you know what it's like, guys, with scrubby brushes.
Yeah.
You keep everything. So even if it's dried up, I keep it, but just a whole bunch and stuff. I just cut myself, with a knife just to kind of make them a bit more custom.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of our typewriter takeovers. My little printing station here. I have a Cricut there.
What do you use your Cricut for?
I use Cricut for stencils, usually type.
Cool.
When I'm painting a shoe, I'll always freehand and paint it. But then what happens is, if there's like some type or a logo or something, I will actually airbrush that on. Okay. So
cool.
That goes like that to our backyard. That window is filthy. I just power washed it yesterday. So yeah, so we got a little backyard there, which is nice, and the natural light is just brilliant. So one of my most important tools now is my Spalding pump, because as you guys know, I'm painting a lot of balls now. So this is a basketball I'm working on.
So they give them all to you flat, and then you have to air them, put the air in them?
No, usually when you order a ball or you get one in, they usually they need a bit of a pump up anyway.
Okay.
So I usually get my footballs out to about 13.9 pounds, and that one's got a gauge on it, which is really good. This is what I'm doing a college ball right now. Just on this one.
Those must be really hard to paint with all the little dimples and bumps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see. Yeah, you can see. I mean, you can see the dimples on that. I mean, just to get detail on it is, I'm still working on this one, but it's it takes a lot. And different footballs have different dimples. The CFL balls, luckily, have really soft dimples, which are easier to paint on. This is an NFL ball. This is a Duke, and that one's a bit more pebbly.
So what's the
pebbles?
Situation for something like that?
Sorry,
what's the priming situation for something like that? How do you prime the ball or the canvas?
Same way I do with the shoes. So I'll only paint on leather balls. You can buy your standard your ball you take home and play on the beach with, and they're usually rubber, basketballs and the footballs. You can't really paint on those because the paint I use doesn't really stick to the balls very well. But I use a leather one, and then I prime it with an acetone, where I'll take off the top layer with an acetone, and then I will prime it and then paint over the top of it. Afterwards, I'll put a Liquid Kicks finisher on it, which is basically a factory finish, and that will you can have a matte coat or a gloss coat, and that kind of keeps it all in line and has a nice flat finish to it. So that's an NFL ball.
Wow.
Now these guys, you give one of the people a ball and they keep it, or how does that work?
So a lot of these, some of these I do on spec. Like this one, I just did on spec because obviously Seattle just won the Super Bowl. So I just did this one just for a sample ball that I have at home, use the thing. But the footballs usually, I've been getting sent balls by players. I just did 3 for Brady Oliveira from Winnipeg. So they'll send me the team balls, and then I'll paint them and then send them back. So that's really good. If I do buy a ball, balls are expensive. An NFL Duke leather ball, which is a game ball, is about $300.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, for a proper one, the CFL balls come around $250. So they just come in like this. I have been sent balls, which has been great. Gridiron Pro out of New Jersey sent me some balls. I've done some work with them, which is awesome. But usually you have to buy the ball and then you incorporate that in the cost. But if you're going to do a retirement ball or something for a player, you want to put it on a proper leather ball. You don't want to put it on a rubber ball. You want to do it properly, right? So you have a game ball. You guys know I do custom stuff, so obviously there's a couple of shoes there.
Cool.
These are hand painted on Vans. Vans are a great canvas because they really are just like canvas. And you don't really have to prime these up. I put a base coat under down, and then when you paint them, they're super smooth. The only thing you got to think about when you're painting shoes is the perspective because of the curve. So things get elongated and stuff. So you're going to kind of eyeball adjust it. There's nothing you really can do about it, but sometimes eyeball it.
Those are great.
Yeah,
these ones are really, really fun. The Converse are great to paint on, just like painting on the canvas again, right? So as long as you put a nice primer down, they got a really nice surface to paint on. And then the same with these ones down here. This is an old 1930s RKO film reel can, which I was buying on Marketplace. So that's super dented. So this is the 1930s. Goldberg don't really make these anymore. They're not even in that business anymore because there's no need for it. But these RKO ones from the 30s. So I just did, they did all the Disney films. So I just obviously put the classic.
Wow, cool.
So they're still not finished yet. But yeah, this is one of the things. And it will get gloss coated and it'll be good. But yeah.
The whole canister or just the front?
I just do the front. I suppose you could do the whole canister, but I like to leave all the dents and all the marks in there and stuff. These things weigh a ton. So I've got a really cool one here, universal one. So I'm probably going to do Jaws or something on that, or Jurassic Park.
Wait, so where are you getting the canisters from?
So I was super lucky. I got these online on Marketplace. I had no idea it was a thing, so I was just looking at it and I thought, okay, look at something interesting to paint on. So they're super vintage.
You got over there, you drinking on the job in the background.
Yeah. It's the only way to get through it. You guys know, right? No, these are some of the custom labels that I painted.
Cool.
So and then what I'll do is I'll matte finish them as well. as well, so they look like they're part of the label. So they're just hand painted on there with the
Do you
Angela's
sell
paint.
those, or is it just
Yeah, I've sold a lot of these. So a lot of these for orders. Obviously the shaken not stirred martini.
cool?
That one's good. Yes, these ones are good for 50th birthday, retirement gifts. So when I do ship them out, if I do ship to the US or anything, or right across Canada, I do dump out the alcohol, so there's no taxes and levies and duties and stuff. So unfortunately, they buy the bottle. I keep the booze. I don't drink it, but I've got buckets of this stuff. And then I ship the bottle, and it's obviously the cost is better then because it's empty, it's light, and I seal it up so you can they can either fill it with booze or fill it with something else. So they're really good and easy to ship, and I really love painting on the labels. You can paint on the glass too. I've seen some people paint on the glass, but it will actually scratch off, so you're gonna have to. So I just stick to the labels. So I'm always in the liquor store looking for people are looking for booze. I'm looking for interesting labels to paint and how I can do it. Angela's paint is basically the only paint I use for leather and stuff. And these liquid kicks that I get from Toronto, these are just fantastic finishers. This is your factory finish. So once you put this stuff on, I mean, you could take a knife to the shoe and just scratch it and scrape it, and it will never come off. It will last longer than the actual shoe. So this is a pair I'm just finishing up. I do. This is someone's kids on there.
Yeah.
I work with Kintec. I don't know if you've ever heard of Kintec, but they're a shoe company who deal in orthotics. They've got quite a few locations across Canada, and I do all their 10-year, 5-year, 10-year, 15-year anniversary employee shoes.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, so that's an ongoing thing for me, which is great. They contact me, they give me a whole list of stuff and photographs that the employee likes, and then we do a custom shoe. This is a Birkenstock, but we've done, Roger Federer-ons, and we've done all kinds of different shoes. So that's really cool. I didn't tidy up my desk, guys, so you can really see how it all goes there. Tape measure is my most important thing.
An interesting career for yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man. It really has. I mean, obviously, you guys knew me when I was painting just 2D flat surfaces, right? So and I thought that was art, and I thought that was the end of it, and I thought, but then when COVID hit and my kids asked me to paint their shoes, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then so when I went online and looked at it, it just opened a whole world of possibilities for me. It's using acrylic paint too, which is I'm gonna put my camera around. Using acrylic paint too, which is really, I'm very used to it and kind of comfortable with it. So it was just a question of going from big brush to tiny brush, and learning how to just change my style. So I just make mini paintings on leather products and canvas products. So once I started learning to paint on curves and figuring out how all that went, for me, it was a natural progression to turn into painting on anything. And I thought, wow, you really can paint on anything. So I thought that opened up a whole new door for me too. So me and my friend Brennan, I managed to get into typewriters. I know you guys have seen some of these. But these are super fun to do, and we put this lovely gloss coat on it. I mean, you can type on this forever. It's like
you make creating look like it's fun.
Yeah, it really, and it really was for me. It really opened up my eyes. It opened up everything for me. It was such a cool thing to do. And then when we realized we're the only people who are really taking typewriter customization to this level, it really kind of got me very excited. And it's super niche. So to paint these, and these are that beautiful sound.
Yeah.
These are just beautiful machines. This is actually a 1950 machine. So,
the years and the dates on these objects. And then along with the paint, just the value of that alone has to be something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it really is to someone who the discerning collector. If somebody really wants something like this, I mean, These are great. These the Electro 44s because they got this lovely big back to them, so you can hit that nice 70 millimeter kind of vibe to it.
I bet that people that are writers, like I know you did one for, was it Margaret Atwood?
Yeah, we've done one for Margaret Atwood,
and stuff like that.
She was absolutely blown away. This one's actually been signed by Anthony Daniels, C-3PO.
Oh,
Really?
cool!
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's the only guy that's been in all 11 movies, kind of thing. So that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So that makes it even more unique, right? If you get something like this signed, so it's he was blown away. That's one of my favorite stories. He said, I've been signing stuff since 1977, and this is the very first time I've signed a typewriter. I mean, he signed it all. So he was absolutely blown away, and his wife was blown away, and they were just like, wow, that was fantastic. So that really meant a lot to us. And that's when we realized we had something special.
Oh, yeah.
So
you could see, I mean, it's just like ingenious to me.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, man. It means a lot. Yeah. It's, when you can kind of incorporate stuff. And, so working on curves and stuff like that, it's transitions, going around corners, blending to try and make things line up.
Dave, you don't any airbrush?
No airbrush. So I got my tiny little C-3PO on there on the land speeder. But yeah, no, I suppose I could use airbrush. I'm just not very good at airbrushing.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking X because, I mean, everybody can use one. I mean, and you don't need to as you demonstrating on your work.
Yeah.
Right. No, thanks. It's I already do like blending with the paints. I find it just have a bit more control over it. And for me, airbrushing is a real pain just because it's the masking and the layering, and I'm lazy, so I don't like cleaning out an airbrush, and I just find
Cleanup is the worst.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Airbrush especially. You got the fine needle in there,
and the cup,
and
the tips, and
taking it all apart. I'm just like, who's got time for that? I would love to have an airbrush setup where I got like 5 or 6 different colors, and I would definitely get into it. But no, I've never really got into using airbrush. I have used it a little bit here and there, but for very, very minimal things. And sometimes if you're spraying with an airbrush, you do get a better finish on if you're masking something off like a logo. So
you have to train one of your daughters to clean them for you.
Yeah, no, I should hire someone. Yeah, like a cleaner. That'd be great. You got to learn at the bottom, girl. You got to kind of start from the.
You got to do the grunt work first.
That's right. I would love to get to the point where someone does that for me. Because life would be so much.
Assistant.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I've got some typewriters here. There's always typewriters in our house now, so it's just boxes and boxes of this stuff.
Did you paint cases?
Sorry?
Did you paint the cases of the typewriters?
We have actually. We have with the Margaret Atwood one. We did actually paint the case, and they're really nice to paint on. They're some of them are really difficult because some of them are falling apart. We've got some from the 1940s, 1930s, and they need a lot of repair and stuff. But we have actually recovered them. Brendan's really good at that. He'll recover them and stuff and have a nice flat surface. So if we want to do a custom thing, if people want to up the game on it, they can get the case painted too. But sometimes we'll just paint them just a flat color, or just have them polished up so they're ready to go. But definitely an option. So that's always like an upgrade. It's like when you buy a pair of shoes, I'll sell you a box, the display box too, if you want, or a gift box and stuff like that too. So take it as far as you want, really. So. And I'm thinking about getting into painting baseballs too. So while I'm there, tiny paintings, might as well paint some baseballs too. So I never thought, honestly, I would ever be a sports equipment painting guy, but I love it. I really do. The CFL has offered a lot of really cool opportunities for me, and just chances to be super creative in a different way. Just paint something different on a different surface. It just makes something even more unique. And I think just doing these one of one just makes it super special. And a retirement ball for a player with their stats on it or their team logos on it and stuff like that, it's just such a great keepsake for a player. So
look at it. It's inspiring to look at your studio and possibilities. I mean, it doesn't have to be so one dimensional all the time.
Yeah, and thank you, man. That means a lot. Yeah, no, I really have learned that if you can hold it and it's you can paint on it, and that was a big mindset for me. It took me a while to kind of get my head around that, to really think, wow, hey, I can paint on anything. So it just makes everything super unique. I've painted a shovel before. I've painted all kinds of stuff. So for a landscaper, so it's
if someone
never know.
wanted to hire you to do something, how would they best get in touch with you?
Usually through Instagram. Usually people see my stuff and bump through Instagram. People have found me through a website too. So I'm doing actually a pair of shoes for a guy who's getting married next month.
Wow, cool.
He contacted me. He got a really nice pair of Italian leather shoes that.
You want to paint on them?
Sorry?
He wants you to paint on the shoes?
Paint on the shoes for his wedding, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
cool.
I've actually done a few wedding shoes, which has been really cool. And Comic-Con shoes and just different things that people want. And they're all wearable, which is great because I do factory finish them, and they will last. You could spill ice cream on them or beer on them or whatever. You can wipe them down, you can clean them and stuff like that, and they will last. And I usually follow up with people and say, "Hey, did you wear your shoes?" And they're like, "Oh no, I just kept them in the case." Which is, I get it, and I have a couple pairs too these ones are all my size, but yeah, sometimes you just don't want to wear them. But you can wear them at a Comic-Con or a special event or a birthday or a nice cool event and be really cool. But you wouldn't go out and do a Tough Mudder in them, But yeah, for the most part, it's really they're really versatile, which is great. Cool. But yeah, I think the more unique, the better. And I think, we always talk about keeping things unique and keeping things one-on-one and stuff like that. I think people want something tangible. It's great to have, a painting on a wall, but even if you have a small shelf space, you can have something small that gets painted and put on a shelf. So it really opens up a nice big market for you, because what I found is people just like to keep things. People have things. We've done old typewriters of people who have, it's my granddad's typewriter. We did the Terry Fox typewriter, which was a 1950, same year Terry was born. It was a Canadian machine from Eaton's. So we like to tie we did the Margaret Atwood was in 1939, same year she was born. So it's the whole process of trying to find these machines to tie them together. We did the John Candy machine, and that was 1950, and that was the same year he was born, and that was a machine made in Toronto. So, and he's obviously Johnny Toronto, which is cool. So it's nice to try and tie things together, which makes it even more unique.
Yeah.
Especially with the football, if a player had his 50th touchdown ball, I mean, obviously I'd be nervous to receive it, but that's the kind of thing where he could get his stats or a painting done on the actual ball. So that's what I'm aiming for is working with players in that capacity. But you have to build up a lot of trust to do something like that, because that ball means a lot to them. So it's a question of building up reputation, building up trust, and doing quality work where people will say, hey, that's something pretty cool that I can have. So I've done skateboards.
Let's see that. Zoom out of that. Wow.
Cool.
That's nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's got really nice finish on it. It's actually attached to the wall, but yeah, it's got really nice.
Did you do that for just to do it, or was that a part of a show?
No, I just did it because I had a bunch of skateboards sitting around, and I just wanted to. There's a Wednesday Addams one too. Yeah. My kids were really into the show Wednesday when it all came out, so that's the window with the thing. So and painting on a skateboard is really cool, and there's really nice gloss finish on that. I wouldn't put wheels on and ride these. They would probably get scratched up pretty good, but they look great hanging on the wall.
You just bought the boards? Where did you buy the boards? I
just bought the boards from Amazon. So like a 6-pack of skateboards. So and I never really painted on a skateboard before. So that was really interesting and challenging.
Yeah.
But just painting on wood, you sand it down and prop it up and paint on it and gloss it over. So anything could be a
Cool.
canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just idea. I mean, I'm thinking like, wow, man. Now you come out to a show, you could be very interesting and have things that people don't usually think about having.
Mhm.
Yeah, but things that look great on a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, painting on a skateboard is actually really fun. It's a really good canvas, actually, and if you can be creative with the shape of it and put something that works on it, I think it's really, really good. So always thinking of the shape of whatever you're painting on too. It's it can really add to the effect, or can put a special effect, a 3D effect, or on these footballs and basketballs now. I'm thinking about making them look inverted. So I'm thinking about different designs that, instead of them being 3D on the outside, they would be
Look like
inside. So so I'm looking at options of optical illusions and stuff like that too, which makes them even more special. So always working on something, which has been really, really fun. And just really blessed to be able to have the opportunity to try different things and be able to wake up in the morning and have an idea and say, oh, I wonder if I could do that. And then you go, hey, shit, wait a second, I can do that. So you go out and you buy your materials, or you get what you need to get and go for it. So it's
very cool.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're down to 2 minutes, Dave. So is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, just thanks for hanging out in my little world. And I do spend a lot of time in here. And what I also do is I have to I move my desk around. It's actually an island that we got from an old place.
Oh, perfect.
Had this lovely big tabletop on it, so it will move around. And what I'll do is, the creativity and stuff, I like to be by the window to have the natural light there. But also, it's one of those things where I like to change around all my paintings. So I'll just change the environment and the scenery up, just to kind of keep it fresh. Because sitting in the same spot all the time sometimes can be a little bit like, whew,
It's a little stale.
Just to mix it up. And I think this year, I'm going to paint outside a little bit too, which will be nice.
But I was looking out there. I said, man, there's so much that you can do. You go outside and paint and. Yeah.
I want to get like a nice, like a light tent, like and sit outside and paint. Obviously, acrylics dry really quickly, but just good to get some fresh air, which is nice. But thank you guys. Thanks for
sharing your studio.
Thanks. No, it really means a lot. Thank you very much. So
great to see.
Thank you. I'll sign off from here. Cool.